Hello, cheapskates. Welcome to our channel. My name is Cath, and I created the Cheapskates Club a little over 23 years ago. Now, at the Cheapskates Club, our goal is to live life debt-free, cashed up and laughing. And I have been sharing how my family has managed to do that for a long, long time. If this is your first time visiting our channel, welcome. And of course, if it's not, you know what I'm going to say, welcome back. Now, let me flip over and go to here. We have 26 people watching, and nice to have 26 early birds. That's really good. And Tabitha was the first. Welcome, Tabitha. Hi, Greg Evans. Hello, Fiona. Hi, Lynette. Hi, Linda. Yep, you can always catch the replay. Hello, Cheryl. Hi, Jane. Have you ladies had some rain? Hannah's traveling at the moment, and we're I'm not panicking, but her dad is panicking about her traveling in this weird weather. Hi, Emma. Hello, Annabelle. Hello, Michelle. Hi, Maureen. Hello, Melissa. Hi, Sylvia. Hello, Daniel, Berry Sports Highlights. Hi, Kylie. Hello, Beverly. Welcome, Mary. Possible snow. Oh, my goodness, Fiona. Well, we haven't had the wind. The wind has died down here, but we're due to get some rain. Never mind. Okay, we've got 45 people watching. Guys, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. All it does is when we schedule a video or go live, you'll get a notification from YouTube to let you know it's happening. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. First time here. Well, we're glad to have you. Okay, now, what else was I going to say? It's gone right out of my head. Never mind, it'll come back. It's been one of those weeks. Hi, Sandra. All righty, now we're 7:32. All right. I usually blather on for a few minutes and let people catch up because everybody's clock is different. The rain's further south, Gold Coast and into New South Wales, windy. Okay, well, glad you're not getting the rain, Jane. We were more worried for Flossie because they were saying there could be some road flooding. So anyway, she'll do whatever it is she has to do to get home, won't she? All righty. I'll let her dad know that she should be fine. Guys, we're going to talk about pantry building tonight. I called tonight's show. What did I call it? I've forgotten. It's gone. Oh, strange that. What did I call it? 2025 must-haves, pantry must-haves. There are some things we simply have to have in the pantry. It just makes sense to keep basics on hand. And if you are going to start building your pantry, and everybody should be, starting with the basics just makes sense. Now, I've been pantry building for, like I said, years, almost 31 years since disaster struck our family, and we had no money. And when I say we had no money, I mean we had no money. We had half a house, we had 2 toddlers and a baby on the way, and no jobs. Both of us had lost our jobs. When you live in a country town and that happens, you don't have a lot of options. So I had to learn how to shop and how to stock our pantry, because my biggest fear back then, and it is still a fear, and I know I shouldn't be afraid of it, but it is still, we'll call it a fear, is that I will not be able to feed my family. So over the years, the basic way I stock the pantry is exactly the same as it was way back then. when I had an enormous belly and 2 little boys and an overflowing trolley once a month, and it was a massive 2-hour ordeal. It hasn't really changed much. I still stock the pantry pretty much the same way. Some of the ingredients have changed. Some of the shops that I go to have changed, but the essence of it is pretty much the same. And that's because it works. Wherever we live, whatever our budget is, it works for us. So I've got comments. Let me just check. Hi, Aradia. And Sue's joined us. Hello, Sue. You're right, Maureen. We never stop worrying. I think I think it's a switch that's turned on when they're born, isn't it? Okay. So my pantry building is the same. And I want to share tonight my method for pantry building. And I want to encourage you to give it a go, whether you have been pantry building for a long time, whether you're new to it, especially if you're new to it. If you've never done it, I really want to encourage you to give it a go for however big you want your pantry to be. And that's the trick. It's entirely up to you. I can't tell you how many packets of spaghetti and how many bottles of oil and how many kilos of rice and packets of beans or whatever to keep in your pantry, because I don't know your family and I don't know your situation. So that's entirely up to you. You know your family and you know your needs. So you get to decide, only you can actually decide just how stocked your pantry needs to be or you'd like it to be. The one thing I will say though, that have at least one spare of everything would be a good start. There's the saying, 1 is none, 2 is 1. So if you've got 1 and no backup, you pretty much don't have a stocked pantry. If you have at least 1 open and 1 waiting to be used, you have a backup. If you aim to have at least 1 backup to cover those times when getting the shopping isn't done, isn't going to work for you, that's a really good thing. And that could be because, I don't know, you're flooded in, you're blown in, there's illness, family emergency, you may have lost your job and be juggling the budget, whatever. But if you aim to have a backup, at least you have that backup and you have that little bit of food security. Now, I don't show my pantry. I don't show my pantry not because it doesn't exist, as some people have claimed that I talk about this amazing stockpile. It's not amazing, it's just food. I don't show it because it's foolish and it's dangerous and it's just plain stupid to put those details out there for absolutely every lunatic to see. And yes, that's exactly what I said. If that offends someone, too bad. My pantry is my pantry. Your pantry is your pantry. And yeah, I did just point my finger at you and I'm not being aggressive. I'm just saying your pantry is your pantry. It's private and it's personal. Do not think it's safe to show photos or video of your pantry anywhere, because it's not, for so many reasons. Now, you might like to do, excuse me, a search for the one and only pantry tour I have ever done. I'm not going to share the link, but it's out there. But I will tell you about the pantry, and I'll tell you what's in it and how it works and the other nitty-gritty pantry building ideas I use, because they work. And they work on a budget. Okay, hi Delaney, hello Kelly, Hi, Beverly. Hello, Bobstar, Sandra. Well done. Well done. 24, yep. Roast chicken. Well, you've got roast chicken. That's pantry building on steroids, but that's sort of how I do it. You've got roast chicken every fortnight. Then you've got the leftovers to use for fried rice or omelets or pot pie or chicken salad. Then you've got the bones to make stock for soup. So one chicken can feed you for a long time. So it actually spreads the cost of that chicken out really well if you can do that. You know, on our website, there's a couple of different ways that we can do that. I think one's called Take an $8 Barbecue Chook, and I know they're not $8 anymore, but that's the name of the story. And there's another one, How to Stretch a Chicken for 10 Meals or something. Can't quite remember off the top of my head, but they're in our on our website. No, it's not a 1 kilo Coles peanut butter. Staples change with your lifestyle, don't they? Ours have changed a little bit too, Jane. It's what life is, isn't it? It changes. If it didn't change, it'd be dull and boring and we'd all be happy or something. So when I talk about the pantry, it's not just one spot. My pantry is in parts. In the kitchen over there is what we just call the everyday pantry. It's the cupboard that we keep the things we use every day, like the sauces and the peanut butter and the canisters of flour and sugar and so on. Then up here, you can't see it, but that's the spice cabinet. And that's where I keep the little jars of spices that I decant. Then there's the stockpile pantries, and it is multiple because I keep them separated. And these are the bulk food items that we have, and I'll go over them in a minute. And then the non-food pantry, the things like the foil and the baking paper and serviettes and that sort of thing, paper bags, oven bags. I use oven bags. I don't like cleaning the oven, so I use an oven bag for a roast. Toiletries, first aid, garden, clothing and gifts. So we call them pantries. They're not cupboards. Some of them are just tubs shoved under a bed. Toiletries are in the bathroom, under the bathroom, in both bathrooms, under the bathroom cabinets. Cleaning things are in the laundry. The garden stuff is obviously outside. Gifts are in a box. So it sounds a lot. When you break it down like that, it just sounds a lot and it sounds overwhelming. But it's really just everything that we use and everything that we need. And I've just divided it into categories so it makes it easier for me to talk about it. But it also makes it easier on a management level. So I know the toiletries go in the bathroom, the cleaning stuff goes in the laundry, the garden stuff goes out to the shed. You know, first aid is in the first aid box and that lives on the top shelf. The linen cupboard, that sort of thing. It just makes it easier for management. I was going to say something and it's completely gone. So it's really important that you know what's in your pantry, but that you stock the things that you need and use and like. And we covered this last week especially. It's good to have a full pantry, but not if it's full of stuff that you're never going to eat because you don't like it, or you're never going to use because you don't know how to, or it's irrelevant. Like, it will be almost pointless for me to keep baby things here because we don't have little people in our family anymore. The youngest in our family is now 18. So we're a bit over the baby stage in our family. I'm sure it won't be long and we'll be getting other little ones along. But until then, I'm not panicking about having that much stuff for babies in my pantries. I don't need them. Delaney's put a link in for you girls and boys for chicken, the war on waste, one chicken and the war on waste. Yes. Thanks, Delaney. So that's why I've got it divided into categories. It is important to keep your pantry stocked all the time. But right now, and this isn't clickbait, I'm not trying to cause panic, I'm not trying to upset anyone or cause any worry, but right now it is just common sense. It's more important than ever that you have some sort of backup food supply, some sort of backup toiletry supply, some sort of backup cleaning supply. If you have regular meds, try and get a backup of those too. The world is crazy, guys. The world is crazy. And every day it changes and not for the better. And if you didn't learn that things can change on a whim over the last 5 years, maybe you've been living in La La Land and maybe I should book a holiday there. It's not hoarding to keep the pantry full. It's not. It's not being greedy. It's not being selfish. It's not being foolish. It's not being sneaky or anything like that. It is common sense. It's ensuring that you can take care of your family and your home when things are tough. Because we do use our pantries. They don't just sit there and look pretty. We use them. These are working pantries. So when you go to stock your pantry, I'm pretty sure most of you all know what I'm going to say. Ingredients give you options. So stock ingredients. Even if you're a shocking cook, stock ingredients. Now, I have quite a few things that I consider for our family vital, absolutely essential. I would not feel comfortable if they weren't in the pantry. And that's flour. And it could be self-raising, it could be plain, it could be wholemeal. I've got gluten, I've got corn flour, I've got rice flour, I've got wholemeal spelt flour. I use them all, but I like to bake. Sugar, of course. Rice is a good thing to have. White or brown, depending on taste, what you like. It's on the Forever Foods list. So you have soups. Now I've got, what have I got here? I've got condensed tomato soup because I do use that. You could have, what do the boys call them? Mancans. The heat and eat soups like the minestrone or whatever they are. Those sorts of soups if you like them, if you don't make soup. Of course, there's cream of chicken, cream of asparagus, cream of celery are always good to have on hand. Again, if you don't make your own, they are good to have as backups. Pasta. I usually just have like spaghetti like this. This is just Woolies spaghetti. I don't buy fancy spaghetti. Spaghetti is spaghetti. I'm sorry, I'm not that good a cook that my family's going to be able to tell the difference between, Woolies spaghetti and a brown rice spaghetti. Same with noodles. I usually have either twists or shells, sometimes a mixture of those, but nothing fancy. Bicarb soda is an essential for cooking and for cleaning. Baking powder. I don't buy baking powder in big tins, buy it in smallish jars. I get mine from the health food shop because I like it to be forgotten what it is. I don't think I'll be able to find it. I like it to be straight baking powder without the anti-clumping thing in it. It costs a little bit more, but it lasts that little bit longer. Nuts are good to have in your pantry. Almonds. We don't keep peanuts. We do keep almonds. We keep walnuts. We keep hazelnuts are the three that I usually have. Sometimes we'll have macadamias. Sometimes we might have pecans. Depends on what I'm making and my mood and the cost when I'm looking to stock up. Chocolate buttons, choc bits, choc melts, the squares or the blocks. It's getting really expensive. If you can get them on sale and stock up, they're good. You might need, if they're for cooking, keep them in the freezer. Canned veggies are good to have on hand too. Peas, corn, beans of different kinds, beetroot, tomatoes. Do your mix. I canned frozen veggies a few weeks ago and I dehydrate them too. So have vegetables in your pantry. Really handy either in the freezer, on the shelf, or in the freezer, on the shelf, or in the garden. But having veggies on hand means you're not tempted to do the takeaway thing. Tinned fruit's another good thing to have on hand, and something that I always have. Tinned apples, tinned peaches, tinned pears, and usually two fruits because we just like eating two fruits for dessert, but it makes really good cake too, two fruits. Peaches, pears, apricots, they can be used as fruit. They can be turned into ice cream. They can be turned into flummery. They can be turned into cakes or muffins, whatever. They can be had for breakfast with yogurt. There's a lot of uses, a lot of ways to use tinned fruit. And then, of course, there's fresh veggies, onions, potatoes, carrots, celery, broccoli, whatever. And your spreads, your jams and your honey and your peanut butter. Wayne's favourite, Skippy peanut butter. So they're some of the most vital things to me. They might not work for you, but they work for me. I also keep sauces, tomato, Worcestershire, barbecue sauce. We've got sweet chili that I made. We have plum sauce that I've made. What else we got in there? We used it the other day. I've got soy sauce, ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard powder, and prepared are good to have on hand. Always salt, even if I don't like it. Some recipes need salt, so I just buy plain cooking salt. Pepper, vanilla, chili powder, your powdered seasoning packets. Not everyone likes to moo things. Not everyone wants to moo things. So if that's you, that's fine. But your taco seasoning, your fajita seasoning, the enchilada mix, maybe you're after a casserole base, those sorts of things are good to have on hand. Relishes and chutneys and pickles, you can buy them or you can make them. I make them. Mayonnaise. I am never going to make mayonnaise. No, I shouldn't say that. I have no plans to ever make mayonnaise. I don't want to make mayonnaise. It's painful to make mayonnaise. So I buy it. I'm happy to buy it. It works for me. If that's you, go right ahead. And then, of course, you've got your baking spices, cinnamon, allspice, mixed spice, nutmeg, ginger, that sort of thing, and your herbs. I use mixed herbs. I use oregano. I use basil. I've got marjoram, thyme, rosemary, garlic, chives and garlic chives. I've got parsley. Can't think of whatever else, but herbs. And I keep all those things because we like food with flavour. I'm not a great cook. The dishes I make, I tend to make reasonably well. I'll pat my own back. because I've made them over and over and over, but they have flavour. We like food with flavour. We do not like bland food. And then in the fridge and freezer, we keep cheese, things like tasty cheese, cheddar cheese, sour cream. We have yogurt, eggs. I do buy pastry sheets. The freezer usually has frozen veggies in it, whether they're bought or preserved from the garden. Meat, beef, lamb, chicken. We don't eat pork, so you won't find pork in my freezer, but you might, so you could have pork in your freezer. If you've got those things, they're just basics, and I know it sounds like a long list, but if you've got those things, you can create a multitude of meals from those ingredients. They can be used to create so many different dishes and meals. And yes, the ingredients are the same, but they're prepared in different ways and in different combinations. So you'll eat well and you'll have variety, and it's going to be on budget. That's all we can ask for. Wait on, what am I looking at here? Oops, something not working. Sorry guys, I'm getting a flashing message to say something's not working. Give me just a moment. Always the way. Okay, we'll work it out. All right. Okay. Okay. Hi, Hev. All right. Sorry, reading your comments. Selena has between 2 and 4 as backups. So she's keeping her pantry stocked to the way she likes it. Well done, Fiona. Dehydrated tomato, yep, perfect. It's always good. You might not have a great range of veggies, but tinned beans and your legumes, and we'll talk about those in a minute, are always good to have on hand. Have some dry ones by all means that you can soak, but your tinned ones work too. Okay. Hi, Vashti. Okay, right. So those things were my list. Some of what I keep in my pantry. If you're not a baker, then you're not going to want to stock a lot of flours, or you're not going to want to stock yeast if you don't do breads. If you're vegetarian, you won't be stocking meat or poultry. So you might increase the beans and lentils. You might add some tofu. You know what you eat and how you cook. Use that list as a suggestion or a guide by all means, but tailor it to suit you and your family. It takes time to build a pantry, unless you're really, really rich and you can afford to go out and spend $4,000 in one hit, excuse me, to fill your pantry. Then it takes time. I built my pantry one shop at a time. Remember, I had a limited amount of money. I had $200 a month to buy the groceries, and I had to buy the baby's medicine, and I treated myself to one packet of disposable nappies a month. I did not have the money to go out and just buy things that I think, oh, that would be good to have in the pantry. So I stopped and thought about it, and the easiest thing for me to do was shop once a month, because then I wouldn't be tempted to buy other things. And don't forget, we had to go into town to do the shopping, and it was a bit of an ordeal because I usually waited for Wayne to get home from work, and then we'd load the kids into the car, and then once Hannah came along, we'd put the 3 kids into the car, and we'd drive into town, and I would go to Jewel on a one Thursday night, and we put the kids in one trolley, and I had the other trolley with my shopping list and the calculator, and I went through that store and I put in what I wanted. I made a note of the prices because I didn't have even 5 cents to spare. I didn't have 1 cent to spare. So it added up at the end, and the prices were different, and it came to more than what I'd allocated for that shop. Something had to go back because we did not have the money to pay for it. So I switched to once a month shopping, which I actually still love. I really love shopping once a month. Grocery shopping is a chore. It is not entertainment. It is not a recreational activity. It is a chore. It is a household chore. So to shop once a month, I had to figure out what to buy and how much of each thing to buy and how much it was going to cost. And that's when I realized that I bought pretty much the same stuff week after week after week. Pretty much the same stuff came home. So I kept the dockets for a month, and then I used those dockets to create a monthly shopping list. Everything on the dockets was written in a book with the price next to it, and then I worked out, added 4 and the price for 4, totaled it up. That gave me my 4 weeks worth of groceries. It wasn't perfect. It didn't have to be. It just had to work, and it worked really, really well. How did that build the pantry? Almost by accident, because we didn't use all of everything each month. Sometimes there might have been a half a packet of sugar left. Did that mean I didn't buy sugar? No, I stuck to that list. If sugar was on the list, that original list was the one thing. It was the same thing month after month after month. I bought the 4 boxes of Wheat Bix, the 8 cartons of milk, the 4 kilos of flour, the 2 kilos of sugar, the 4 things of butter. I bought them all over and over and over. We didn't use anything. That's okay. We had backup. And over time, it worked out that there was quite a good backup, probably a good month's worth. Now, it took a long time to get there, but it was an easy way to do it that didn't cost us any extra money. Buying the same stuff over and over, you might think it's boring, but it's a really quick way in terms of not having to spend extra money to stock your pantry and build your stockpile. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes hard work. It is hard work, but it can be done. Now, one of the things that helped was half price deals. They will help, and they will help you build your pantry faster. If something on your shopping list is half price, you're going to buy 2 and have 1 as a backup. You were going to pay full price for 1, so you might as well get 2. If you had 2 on the list, then you're going to buy 4. You're not spending any more money than you'd planned to spend. So you're just building a stockpile. The other thing is you need to pay attention as you shop. This is when you really need to know your prices. Pay attention as you shop. And if you notice that something on a list has gone up in price, you need to check to see if there is something similar that is cheaper. Give it a try. If you don't like it, you can go back to your regular brand, but just try it so that you don't go over your grocery budget. Okay, back. Okay. As long as you realise that you can't go back to the supermarket or the greengrocer or the butcher for a month, you'll be fine. What you will find is it will be an adjustment. You'll need probably 3 months to get it down, get your list to exactly what it needs to be for your family. It took me about 3 months to get it right. And once you've done that, you just roll in and load it all up, take it home, put it all away, and live well for a month and go back, rinse and repeat. It's the trick is not thinking, oh, in 2 weeks or 10 days, oh, I forgot to get, I better run and get it. No, you add it to the next month's list. Find an alternative at home. And if you don't have an alternative, you'll have to find something else to make or use or whatever. Don't be tempted to go to the shops, and because that's what will bust your budget. I think $1,000 a month for 4 adults and a dog is a really healthy, really, really healthy grocery budget. But try that. And yeah, post in Cheapskates Chatter so we know how you're going. You'll get organised. There, Kylie says it too. It took many years to get all that is essential to where it is now. Everybody's pantry is going to be a different size. I keep our pantry stocked to last us a long time. During COVID, I extended it so it lasts, like it pretty much doubled in size. That doesn't mean it's all just sitting there waiting to be used, because we use it. Now I'm at the point where we're just on maintenance level with our pantry because it's where I want it to be. When you get your pantry to that level, you'll be on maintenance too, because you'll simply be replacing what you use. It's really quite simple. I'm a slow learner. It took me a long time to learn these things. It helps that I don't like grocery shopping, and I'm not a fan of shopping full stop. So if you like shopping, it might be difficult, but I'd rather be home doing something else than shopping. So, all right. The one thing you need to do, or need to remember, just a little tip, is as you're building your pantry, work on variety, because no one likes to eat just red beans for weeks on end. No one wants to live on pasta 7 days a week, or rice or whatever. So work on the variety, and that's where your ingredients come in, because ingredients give you options. So if you've got the ingredients, you've got a better chance. And look, for one shop, by all means, stock the specials, but rotate through them too, so the ingredients in your pantry are diverse. So your ingredients are varied, because whatever you cook, however you eat, ingredients are the way to go for options, but also for frugality and sticking to your grocery budget. You don't need to be a trained chef to prepare and serve good food to your family. I am not. I'm a terrible cook. I'm a good baker. I can bake, but I'm a terrible cook. So choose a few favorites. Find and try a few recipes that you like, that your family like, and if they work and they fit within your skill level, your time level, your lifestyle, and your budget, and they're all things that you need to consider, not in great detail, but you'll just know, oh no, I can't do I can't do souffles on Wednesday nights because the kids have got basketball and we don't get home till 8 o'clock or whatever. You'll know your lifestyle, so it's not a big thing. Just take those things into consideration. When you find those meals, add them to your regular meal plan. Most of us have between 30 and 35 different meals we like and make regularly, and they cover all meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. In our house, we're pretty limited. We're pretty dull and boring, really. Spag bowl, chicken soup, or any soups really, roast chicken, roast beef, roast lamb. I rotate through them. If you download my meal plan each month, you'll see we go roast lamb, roast chicken, roast beef, roast chicken, roast lamb, roast chicken, roast beef. I alternate beef, lamb, beef, chicken, lamb, chicken. I alternate them. Just for variety. And you know what? Those roasts aren't necessarily a whole joint or a whole chook. The last time we had roast chicken, it's chicken fillets. I thawed them. I sliced them in half like I always do. They were massive anyway. I dusted them in a little seasoned flour, browned them off in some hot oil, bung them into an oven bag, put them in the oven with the veggies and let them finish cooking. It was delicious. And we had our roast dinner. Because I didn't have a whole chicken in the freezer. Roast beef is usually, I'll buy a big piece and we'll cook it. We'll slice it up. We eat it hot, that one. The next lot goes in gravy and into the freezer. If there's any left, enough for another roast dinner, it will go in gravy and into the freezer too. I don't necessarily, when we have a roast every week, do a whole roast. Just saying, because lots of people ask me about the roast every week. Mind you, I'd rather do a roast than anything else because it's pretty easy. We like sweet lamb curry, and that comes from leftover lamb. Cream cheese patties or quick rice patties, potato bake. My kids love Kransky in barbecue sauce with a hot potato salad. We call it hot potato salad. I think the official recipe calls it German potato salad, but it's a hot potato dish. It's really yummy. Fish cakes, quiche. If you don't like working with pastry, try the Impossible quiche recipe off the website. It's in the recipe file. It's really simple. Everything beaten up in one bowl and tipped into one dish. And it comes out like a quiche. I was looking at fish. Quiche. They like meat pie. On that note, if you don't like making pastry, buy it. Pastry's inexpensive. Corned beef is another good thing, and it's a great thing because you can have it hot, you can have it cold. We like it hot with mustard sauce. We like it cold on sandwiches or with salad. We love corned beef pie. So good. It's sort of almost a variation of the French shepherd's pie, the corned beef pie. And we love corned beef fritters. We like any sort of fritters, really. And fritters are really good for using up little bits. They're a meal extender, a meat extender. Mexican meatballs. What else did I put in the list? Sweet and sour chicken. They're all simple things that can be prepped, they can be cooked, they can be served really quickly, just a few minutes, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. They don't take long. None of those things take long to prepare, and not a lot of hands-on effort required either, because I don't do complicated or involved recipes. I just don't. And like I said, we like food with flavour. So recipes that use herbs and spices are always going to be favourites in our house. On the sweet side, I am a much better baker than I am everyday cook. Boiled fruit cake, muffins, different types of muffins, sweet or savoury, scones, lunchbox cookies, lemon delicious, apple and rhubarb crumble, self-saucing chocolate pudding. They're all in regular rotation. Creamed rice pudding, egg custard. What else? Something else I was about to my tongue. jelly, plain jelly and ice cream, jelly and fruit, banana ice cream. They're all things that are in regular rotation. And again, they use pantry ingredients. So they're budget friendly and they're quick and they're easy. Really simple things. So, you know, when you think of meals and your shopping list and ingredients in your pantry, what's on your list? Add them to the comments, because we all like new ideas, and I especially always looking for inspiration for meal plans. And if you need meal planning inspiration, there are 232 meal plans in the Meal Plan Archive. 232. So you're bound to find something on one of them that you can add to your meal plan. I've been sharing meal plans since 2006, 18 years. Over 18 years. It's like 18 and a half years. A long time. A good meal plan is going to help you with your pantry building. I know that sounds weird, but you're going to create a shopping list to suit that plan, and that will give you the ingredients to add to your pantry. There you go. It's easy enough to do. Right. Selena's been working on and tweaking for 18 months, still changing things. I changed it a little bit when our family shrunk, but then it only shrunk part of the week. The rest of the week it sort of balloons out. So I went back to just working on my 5 plan, and that seems to balance really well. Delaney says a couple of local food charities did quite well when she switched to gluten-free. Stephanie's pantry is now at maintenance. Yes. Taken quite a few years to get to this stage, but it is it's nice to know that your pantry is full. Now, I didn't cover the preserving that I do, because that is going to blow someone's mind if I do that. It'll be too much for someone to take in. Learning how to make leftovers into a new meal is an absolute good skill. Actually, learning how to use everything, no matter how small. Someone left the last little sliver of cheese out last night. I found it this morning, and of course it had gone hard and dark. But I put it in the freezer because that will grate up to go into a cheese sauce. Might not like it for eating, or it will go into a toasty, but it's fine for cooking. So it didn't get wasted. There were a few heads that got told off, but it didn't get wasted. Well done, Selena. Stuffed capsicums are delicious, Eve, and $3 a kilo is a good price. Now, guys, if you are in Melbourne and you're around the Wantirna South area, Big Watermelon has Pink Lady apples for $1 a kilo, bargain price. Mandarins for $1 a kilo. They've got a limit of 8 kilos. They have celery for $1 a bunch, and there's a limit of 3. Sweet potato $1 a kilo. Kent pumpkins $1 a kilo. The onions are $1 a kilo, and that is too much to pay, especially from there. Lemons and limes are $1 a kilo if you don't grow your own. Navel oranges $1 a kilo. So some really good Wednesday specials at Big Watermelon if you are in Melbourne's east. I'll share the link over on Cheapskates Chatter after the show. Well, they're probably not, Selena. In Victoria, the farming in Victoria is in a terrible state, an absolutely terrible state, and it breaks my heart to the point where this week I haven't actually done any reading about it. It's too upsetting. Cheesy scone sounds really good. Mersey Valley is our treat cheese when we go away. We get a little block to take away with us. It's delicious. So building your pantry is important. If you needed any ideas, any inspiration to do it, I hope this has helped you a little. But just remember, it's your pantry. What you stock in it has to suit you. Try my method for, well, even just for weekly shopping. Get last week's docket, make your shopping list, write down your prices, the quantities of the things you need, and go shopping and see how you go. Look for your half-price specials on things. If you shop at Woolies or Coles and you have the rewards discount, whatever they're called, use them. Use those points, your Flybuys points, or your, rewards points, or your $10 off each month to build your pantry. Buy tin tomatoes, buy baked beans, buy some flour, buy some sugar. You might buy a block of cheese. Or you might need frozen peas to build up your peas. Use that money for those things and give your budget a boost. I know lots of people save them for Christmas to buy the Christmas food, and that's great. You can do that too. But if you just generally go shopping each week and toss it in, pay for it, and use that money for that, think about being mindful of how it's used and use it to build your pantry. All right. Now, let's see, we'll go back. Okay, we've got 68 people watching. Yeah, Maureen's using the rewards dollars for stockpiling. It's a painless way to do it. If you're going to get them anyway, use them for something useful. And just remember variety. Don't. You might like 2 tins of tomatoes, a tin of baked beans, a box of Wheat Bix or something. But be mindful. Think about it. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. Just put a little thought into it. Okay. Where am I? We're early tonight. So the new meal plan is up in the Members Centre for you. So you can log in and go over and download it. It's on our homepage. What else? Can't think of anything else. It's been a really hectic, crazy week here. So thank you for watching. Before you go, please be sure to like our show. Give us a thumbs up. If you're watching on the replay, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button so we can notify you of new videos and live shows and you won't miss out. Those 3 things, like, subscribe, and share, help YouTube know that people are interested in our channel. And that helps our channel grow. It makes it easier to find. And that's important because it means we're spreading the word that it's possible to live the Cheapskates way, which is debt-free, cashed up and laughing, even in 2025. And that's what we like to do. So have a wonderful week, everyone. And happy cheapskating. I will be back next week, same time, same YouTube channel. And I will see you all then. Night.